Scientists have recently studied the brains of 9 people, 5 men and 4 women, before and after they spent 15 months working at the German research station in Antarctica. Their MRI scans taken after their expedition showed that the 9 crew members If you're trying to pick the perfect place to be stationed on your next overseas tour, the most important thing to consider isn't how warm it will be or how much sun you'll get, it's actually how far away from civilization you are. It is pretty obvious that there is no place on Earth quite like Antarctica to visit to enjoy the breathtaking views of cold and silent oceans and islands, but it comes with its own set of challenges like extreme weather, far from home, permanent darkness, and isolation from the rest of the world, which are some demanding factors for a normal person to face. Antarctica is one of the most isolated places on Earth, and even though it's technically an ocean, but it might as well be another planet where there are no populated islands within thousands of miles, and the only way to get there by land is through Russia. It is certainly not an easy place to live, and most people wouldn't be able to handle staying there for long periods of time. However, there are certain individuals who can survive in such harsh conditions, and you might be actually surprised at what they are capable of. But we'll come to that later in the video. Here are 5 facts about what spending a few months in Antarctica will do to you, only if you were lucky enough to experience it by yourself. Number 1. The temperature. The average temperature in Antarctica is minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit, but it can dip as low as minus 94 degrees Fahrenheit, and prolonged exposure to these temperatures can cause frostbite, which is when your skin and tissue freezes. If you're not careful, it can lead to amputation. In such conditions, things start to get more serious. Hypothermia can take hold in 10 or so minutes, and your survival time is limited. Moreover, your decision-making ability becomes compromised, speech may get slurred, and you'll feel confused. But don't get afraid that much, because in most cases the damage will be temporary, because the body's own fluids will act as an anti-freeze to thaw out the frozen areas. Number 2. Permanent darkness. For starters, you'll experience complete and permanent darkness. The sun will dip below the horizon and never rise again for months on end. This can have some serious effects on your mental health, including increased anxiety and depression. You may also experience seasonal affective disorder, which is a type of depression that is brought on by the lack of sunlight. It causes feelings of sadness, hopelessness, sleepiness, irritability, and weight gain. One study found that 1 out of 5 people who went to Antarctica had depression after 2 weeks there. The researchers think it's because it's so cold at night, about minus 10 degrees Celsius, and because daylight lasts so little time. Number 3. All that ice. Being around so much ice can have some weird effects on your body. For one, your skin will start to feel dry and itchy. You might also find that your hair is falling out more than usual, and don't be surprised if you start seeing some weird spots on your skin. That's because the lack of sunlight makes your skin vulnerable to sunburns and exposure to UV rays. If that happens, doctors recommend applying sunscreen as often as possible, even when it is cloudy outside. Number 4. Changes in brain size. Scientists have recently studied the brains of 9 people, 5 men and 4 women, before and after they spent 14 months working at the German research station in Antarctica. Their MRI scans taken after their expedition showed that the 9 crew members had lost a significant amount of volume in their dentata gyrus, the part of the brain's hippocampus associated with the spatial thinking and memory. Tests showed that the 9 crew members had reduced spatial memory and selective attention, which is the ability to ignore irrelevant information when focusing on a task. While they didn't specifically search for a causal link, the researchers believe that the changes in the brain they observed are the result of this environmental monotony and prolonged isolation. After all, previous studies have suggested that social isolation can have a profound effect on both behavior and the structure of brain. Whether these findings can be applied directly to human brain is hard to say, but the new study certainly hints at the link between our social environment and our brain. Number 5. A lot of waiting around. Unless you're a scientist or researcher, frankly, there's not much for you to do in Antarctica. You'll be waiting around for most of the day every single day, which can lead to boredom and even depression. So it's important to be prepared mentally before you go. Though it may take a while to adjust, but once you get used to the way things work down south, it will be worth it. In a nutshell, if you ever take a trip to Antarctica, be sure to do as much socializing as you possibly can and come up with stimulating ways to keep yourself warm and comfortable. So if you found this video informative just a little bit, please give it a like and don't forget to smash that red subscribe button to stay updated with my content. Thank you.